What's up, guys? Welcome to the Tech Tony podcast. As usual, we're trying to give you some great information, teach you small businesses how to leverage online social media or Google Ads or anything that we can to help you with your online reputation. Today with me, I have Andrew. Andrew is another digital marketer. His heart is also with small businesses as well. And he's here today to have a little chit chat with us. Prior to this recording, we had a pretty good conversation as it was. So sadly, that stuff is forevermore gone, but I'm sure we'll touch on it some more. But without further ado, Andrew, please introduce yourself, man.
Hi, okay, great. Thank you so much for having me, first of all. Your content as a whole is probably the best content on TikTok for people trying to get raw, real content instead of, like I said, Lamborghinis and high rises. No, your content's insane. I absolutely probably bookmark and save all of it to my favorites. Overall, I have a background working with small businesses in any industry, from residential housing to gyms to lawn care, personal care. So overall, I just work with small business to really get them to the next level and bring them to the 21st century rather than buying ads in a penny saver or newspaper. So that's where my background lays. And you can find me on TikTok, like you said. TikTok is my main driver right now for consuming and creating content. And I hope to get back on there and start creating more content. But yeah.
Really? I've actually saved some of your content as well, because I know, as a reminder, because I think in several videos you go over keywords, like you do a short, like what's a phrase match, broad match. And I'm like, I should talk about that because that's literally what I deal with. It just reminds me.
Yeah, nobody talked about it. Everyone's just like, hey, throw up a Google ad, you'll get $1 million. No one really goes into specifics of like how much learning and education you have to do for yourself if you're going to go that route. So yeah, stuff like that is very important, I think.
It's definitely, it's for true, because when being a Google Ads guy myself, when I work with my clients, I practice transparency with them. So all my clients have access to their Google Ads dashboards. And they look at their dashboards, they'll see keywords, and they'll see the variations, but they don't know what they're looking at. And they'll ask me, like, why does this have plus signs on it? I'm like, oh, okay, that's a phrase match, that's a broad match modified. Let me explain that to you. So yeah, I should definitely do that probably soon. I might copy.
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah, and there's a lot of things like that. That's especially my TikTok in general. It's just education. It really is, because there is so much black smoke and magic and smoke and mirrors that these other creators and people in general have been talking about for the past several years since it's become a huge trend. So just being as transparent as possible and educating without the false promises. That's my biggest thing, and really just being able to help small businesses and local businesses take their stuff to the next level. There's so much from managing your Facebook ads to managing your Google My Business in a proper way. It's just, there's so much you can do. And that's why we have jobs, because it is so much to do for one person. But if you could just do one thing here or there, it really just helps you out a lot.
I like how you said it earlier, like bringing businesses into the 21st century, because not that I personally have anything against radio, TV, or billboard, but what we do, technically speaking, there is no gatekeeper. What I mean by that is, if you want to advertise on TV, you and me can't start a TV commercial and throw it up there. You have to go through a gatekeeper. If a business wants to start reaching out and building their brand, it's just make a video, start the content.
Yeah. That's all it is. I had someone who was a client of mine earlier this year, and they do lawn care out in Florida, and they were unknowingly locked into a 5-year contract for a penny saver newspaper type situation. And that was their main marketing. It was just in the newspaper in a small little clipping.
Forever.
Exactly. So when he told me, I was like, are you sure? Like, that's all. It was absolutely insane, and I just felt so bad, because I do talk to people who reach out in my DMs from TikTok all the time, and they just tell me their horror stories about people locking their websites away from them after they built it, and ads, and it's just absolutely insane. So the more you can educate, the more, even if they're not going to come to me, if they're not going to come to you, if they just go to somewhere else, they have an idea of what they're talking about and what they're getting themselves into, and that's really important as well.
You know what a good marketer is against people that doesn't.
Exactly.
There's plenty of kids out there, and I see it all the time, that they set up mom's Facebook page and they think, oh, I'm a social media marketer now. I can go out there and charge $1,000 a month. Like, I wish it was that easy.
You don't trust me. I wish it was that easy. I was probably up to 2 a.m. last night. So it's not just me get on my phone and be on a beach somewhere and collect my deposit from Stripe from someone who I did Facebook posts for. It's not that easy, as much as I wish it was.
Speaking of which, I had a client here. They weren't locked in the contract, but they were still dealing with the phone book, the yellow pages. Right?
Yeah. Oh
I
wow.
knew what to call him, and he's like, yeah, I was just doing an account audit. He wanted me to audit his Google Ads account just to make sure it was running right.
Yeah.
Third person view. Cool. I was auditing the account, and he's like, yeah, here's my contract with them, and they're running YouTube ads for me. And I stopped and paused. I was like, they are? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, how much are you paying for YouTube ads a month? He's like, $1,000 a month for YouTube ads. And I said, how? You don't have a YouTube channel. Like, you have to have a YouTube channel, which you have by default. If you have a Gmail account, their business had a Gmail.
Yeah.
So they had a YouTube channel. They had nothing on it. So I was like, show me the content. And he couldn't prove it. And long story short, he became my client. And now he does have a YouTube channel. But I was like,
those are the best kind of clients. It's just,
I was like, they're doing what? Because I didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, he asked me the audit. He was like, how are my YouTube videos doing? Because I didn't give him a report for YouTube. And I was like, what YouTube videos? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, right here in my contract. It says they're doing YouTube videos for me. I'm paying them like over $1,000 a month for it. It's like, what? No, you don't have YouTube.
Absolutely insane. And that I'm telling you right now, that's every person that I've spoken to from TikTok, same thing, same story. It's just a horror story about this, and this being done, but it's actually not actually done at all. Like they hire people to do the bare minimum. Because everyone knows someone who does like digital marketing nowadays, you know?
Yeah, everyone knows someone who does a website, whatever.
Exactly. So it's just really hard to break that news sometimes. Like, hey, actually, it's not. You got burned. I'm sorry, but here's how I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, especially with small businesses. This like I love my small businesses. My office is actually located in downtown Dothan. Very heavily work with the downtown groups to help, because these businesses they depend on the foot traffic coming in and coming out the door,
yeah,
as well as their websites. That's how they stay open. I can work from anywhere, have a client anywhere. But it's especially educating them on, I know you've touched base a few times on Google My Business profiles, having businesses having a healthy Google My Business profile with up-to-date pictures and promotions and ads on there. And well, one of the features I talk about with them is the follow me feature on Google. If someone follows you on Google, if you move, every sale you have, every coupon you have, it alerts everyone that you're doing it, type of deal. And it's just they need help in education, put it that way.
Yeah. And that's my whole passion and the root of everything when it comes to local businesses is I worked as a marketing manager / coordinator for a tourism sailing company here in San Diego. Essentially, we provide sailing and catamaran adventures here for people who are on vacation in San Diego. Really interesting industry, considering that these vacations are planned in a year in advance. So you're dealing with marketing that you really have to be 2 steps ahead and understand your client. But so as a tourism industry, we worked with the Tourism Authority of San Diego, which is essentially the buildings across the street from mine. Essentially, these people that are in the tourism industry, like sailing tours, the zoo, all the hotels, local restaurants who are tourism, they pay a fee to be a part of this tourism authority and attend these meetings where they just give them nonsense advice. Like, oh, just keep posting on Facebook, you'll be good. Here, thank you for the check. Because they only really care about the big hotels who are paying them huge sums of money. They don't care about the small local tourism businesses at all. So that's when I really got into wow, these people are getting bamboozled and they need help. Like they really need help in education and understand what's happening. And so that I would never recommend someone go to the tourism authority and hand them over a check for them to tell you to post more on Facebook. Because I went to the meetings. I went to several meetings and it's the same thing every time. It's like, hey, did you pay this month? Also, make sure you post on Facebook. That's the extent of the help they really gave us. It was insane. And they get so much funding from the government and they get so much funding from these big box hotels. Because I'm in downtown San Diego. So they're everywhere. They're littered everywhere. Mm-hmm. They don't care about the small businesses whatsoever. So they're just left in the dust. So essentially I found myself after a few seminars. We went to one here at the university that they helped. Well, they essentially had a YouTube guru come and explained that he made this amount of money and this many leads on YouTube, but he didn't really tell how. He just said buy his book situation. So it was so I found myself during intermission going up to people who were raising their hands, asking questions, getting half-assed answers. I'm sorry for that. And answering the questions for them. And hey, if you have any more questions, I'll be more than happy to help and actually give you a straightforward answer rather than post more on Facebook. So it really is just watching it in person and then hearing it more on TikTok from my DMs. Like, these people need help, and I'm going to be the person that's not going to Lamborghini and going to be able to help them and give them real answers and help them really bring their business to the next level. Because it's insane. It really is. The lack of education, which is understandable, but it's insane to me. That's where I got my start from, small businesses.
One of my favorite, man, I didn't know that existed. I actually just got a client in the tourism industry. He's down in Florida, and I don't know if that exists down there. I'm pretty sure there is. But
they have one, yep.
I'll talk to him about it. It's very interesting. But yeah, I mean, I got to think about what I can say here. The reason because I've gotten in trouble with my local competitors, and my lawyer has told me, hey, Tony, just be quiet. I know they're messing up. Yeah. He's like, a lawsuit right now. I'm like, yes, I can. I can prove they're screwing up my numbers. Because that's the thing about our industry. If you look at the raw data, it doesn't lie, especially the data off Google Ads. You can't alter it, you can't move it, you can't change it.
100%, yes.
When you look at the raw data, and it's just, if whoever's listening to this podcast, it's proof of concept. As a digital marketer, I'm using YouTube, I'm using TikTok, I'm using Facebook. I have a website that's secure for once, like look at who you're hiring versus if they're using, it's called social proof. Make sure you're hiring the right type of guy. I don't care if it's me, just make sure you're hiring the right type of person. And it's just breaks my heart because when someone comes to me, a business that has spent $5,000 on a website and the website's not even secure, no SSL licensing on there. I mean, first off, no SSL means you're not going to get what's called a domain authority on Google, first of all. And then they come to me, they're like, well, I spent $5,000 on this. And I'm like, well, I still got to charge you for my time. But enough about that, Andrew. Let's talk about what you wanted to go over real quick. Go on that one, we're going to do it real quick. What you want to talk about when it comes to business online. Go ahead and I already forgot the topic I wanted to cover. Go ahead and refresh me what you wanted to do.
Yeah. So overall, just the topic of creating content and how you mentioned previously, just like taking those first steps. It's not hard. You don't need any crazy equipment or anything like that. I started off my TikTok. I was literally just in my office room and I started turning the ring light on once and just started yelling at the camera, essentially trying to get my message across. It's not that hard. As long as you're providing quality when it comes to education or providing this curiosity factor, really just showing off the real you. I think that's where we're moving in direction in the past few years in regards to all platforms. She's just showing off the real person. People want to buy and be involved with people. They don't want to buy from big brands anymore. They want you, they want your process, and they want what you offer them. So overall, just content creation as a whole and just taking those first steps and whipping out your iPhone, your Android phone, just start recording and really start sharing. And I think that's the best thing that any business could really do at this point going forward to 2021. I'm all year ahead.
No,
but yeah.
And you're right. I have a client. I actually just got done meeting today when you mentioned this. I have a client that has made like 10 videos and they just sit there on his phone. And I'm like, why aren't you posting them? And he's like, well, I'm not too sure. I'm like, listen, guys, I tell business all the time. You see this face? It has made money online. The standard's real low. Like anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And it's grinding at it. So I can tell with my TikTok, I started January 1st with TikTok. First video, boom. And I pretty much posted every single day. I think I got about 300 videos on TikTok right now. It's a ton of damn videos. And in the last 3 months or so, if not a little longer, it's starting to get me leads. Now I still on Tony, I have two TikToks. But on Tony, I have less than 1,000 followers, which is whatever, but I'm getting leads. I'm getting business off of it. It has paid for itself. And with zero advertising budget spent, on the whatever. And that's amazing to tell businesses, hey, don't worry about the followers, don't worry about the views or likes, get your content out there. I had one client of mine and it sucked what happened, but he made a video, put TikTok, throw it out there, 24 hours, he had 11,000 views. Ridiculous. I had 11,000 views, like 200 likes, 300 comments. But he read the comments and there were trolls on there and he hasn't made a single video since then. And I'm like, you
cannot let that get to you 100%. We learned that. So my partner, pretty much been using all my resources to boost his TikTok as a internet personality / designer. And we had one of his TikTok, I think it's almost at 300K views. There is so many mean comments on there, and it really just discouraged him for a moment to even create any more content. But like, you really just got to keep pushing through, because there are those people that are going to be there and actually like and enjoy the comment. There's likes for a reason. There's hate comments, sure, but there are likes for a reason. And as long as you keep posting, there's going to be people that enjoy your content style, and especially you as a person or a business. It's just got to get past that first part. And I can't even imagine how these even larger brands feel. They probably it's just water off a duck's back. I don't know if that's the same, but like, think about these large brands that get all this hate. Like, they just push through, they continue to post content. So you just got to really have that extra layer of thick skin and continue to post content. As long as you're posting the right content and you know you're not being hurtful or harmful to anybody, just keep doing it. And that's all you can really do.
Exactly. You can't please everyone, and there's just gonna be haters. Someone, I don't know, like, I don't know if you listen to Gary Vee. Gary Vee's like the hater. Like, screw them. If they take time out of their day to post, to make a comment on your video, it's traction. It's doing something.
Yeah, it is, and that's what it really is. But also, you got to make sure not to let that discourage you from making more content too, because that's the worst thing. That's essentially what they want, essentially. So they don't. So just to continue to make content, that's the biggest thing you could do, really. Just continue to post it. So anyone who I've been a victim to that myself, of just collecting content and not posting it, just like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't like how this looks. Just gotta post it. If it's on brand and it's a good message, just do it and share and do whatever you can, especially in this algorithm. Because I haven't posted in probably since
it's been a little
March, April.
Yeah.
My content, I'm still getting likes and follows and stuff daily, and it's just still coming in, and I haven't posted. So, and especially now, I see people that I followed when I first started, and now they have like 40K and stuff. I'm like, that could have been me. That could have been me. But like, here I am, just like, oh, I don't want to make content. So I'm really trying to get back on. So it's possible, as long as you're making good quality content. You don't have to have an $8,000 camera. You can literally whip out your camera out of your phone and start recording. So
yes,
it's possible.
That's the truth. That is the truth. Nowadays, most people have a phone that's more than sufficient to be able to make the content.
100%.
Now we talked about earlier about Apple. That's one thing I like about Apple. They have the iMovie maker, so you just go into it type of deal. Android, you gotta download something and play around, see what you're comfortable with. I use a Viva Video on my Androids. I think it's like $12 a year, and it has it's everything I do. Even when I was working for Toyota about many years ago, it was all Viva Video done off my phone. And like I told people before in previous podcasts, if you look up Toyo Tony on Facebook, I still get leads for people wanting to buy cars. I haven't posted on there for years.
It's just because you're probably posting just that much above average to what people are doing when it comes to content creation. You just got to go that little bit of extra mile. It doesn't have to be $8,000 camera. You can just have better lighting, and you still would be above your competitors. So yeah, I 100% agree.
I actually just upgraded my lighting, so I don't know if you can tell. It's a beauty light. Yeah. You can look a little better.
Yeah, I have one too. So.
But my good buddy, he's a pretty good TikToker, and he has 100,000 people. He's another marketer. I just talked to him, and I'm posting all the time, and he's like, Tony, it's nothing against you, but you're kind of ugly. TikTok doesn't like your face.
The word.
Just keep
that's another thing. But that's another thing too to take in mind is also the quality of the content. So I had some videos on my page where actually, this is actually taking off. Let me set some plants up in the background and fix my lighting and sit down very proper and nice. Those were my worst performing videos because they were just too stale and crisp, and like, no one wants that. People want to have a real person. They don't want a car salesman trying to tell them, hey, do this, this, and this because I think you should. It's more of like, hey, you should probably do this because this, and this has proven that this was going to help a real person. And that's where I want to go and continue my TikToks. And I think everyone should just being a person. Stop being just your brand, and be a person that actually owns the brand.
Be a person. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's lots of types of formats and videos you can start. Me personally, when I talk to a client, I have them normally start on Facebook, maybe a Facebook Live. What do you think would be a good stepping stone for them? I mean, do you recommend Facebook? I mean, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube, or how do you like it to do it?
Depends on your demographic. I personally only have a Facebook account just to solely manage Facebook pages for work. I don't ever use Facebook. Same thing with like cable. Like I am strictly TikTok, YouTube, sometimes Twitter for entertainment. But if you're a business, I would first of all, TikTok's 15 seconds out of your day. If you want to make a TikTok and just throw up a few things here and there, start there. But if you want to be able to connect with an audience greater and establish yourself as part of a community as a local business, you might want to start on Facebook and just start sharing photos, videos, short clips of really what you're doing and interacting with those around you. But if you want to get a more broader base, especially if you're like a company that ships stuff out, just start on TikTok. 15 seconds, once a day, 15 seconds. Most of my TikToks are just holding the record button and recording and talking. I do use iPad software to edit videos here and there, but it's never that deep. It's really just click and record and go in and sharing what you have to share. And if people are going to enjoy it, they're going to enjoy it. If not, don't let the views be something to stop you from continue to post. Just keep doing it, because you never know. It's gonna take one video and one person to see it. It's really gonna change your day and change your mind about your business as a whole. So Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, definitely all. YouTube could be a little bit more work, but definitely just 15 seconds on TikTok. That could change your whole business, I think.
Yes.
And that's what
Just out of curiosity, have you tried playing around with YouTube Shorts?
I have not. I keep seeing these people keep telling me and yelling at me to do it on TikTok. They keep telling me to do it, but
I've been
that was my thing. I was gonna make TikToks. My year was all right, cool. I'm gonna make TikToks, and then I'm gonna start making YouTube videos. I'm gonna link my YouTube to my TikTok. It's gonna be a whole ecosystem. And then Corona hit. I'm like, you know what? I'm busy. I can't do any of that. I regret it.
I wouldn't say I have an ecosystem, but I like to think I have a tactic in place, because with YouTube is the consistency. And the cool thing is I've got enough TikTok videos. I'm recycling the content onto Twitter and onto YouTube Shorts, and it's definitely working, because I'm starting to get way more views, not interaction, but views, and a couple more followers are growing. So and I think YouTube's trying to figure its algorithm, obviously, because this is a new platform. And it's either hit and miss. Like I have one video with thousands of views, another one with like 5. It's kind of okay. YouTube
on TikTok or YouTube?
On YouTube, recycling my videos onto YouTube Shorts.
How is that? Because in regards to like, how does it work? Is it like TikTok? You click one and those continue to go from different creators, or just one creator? Because I haven't even played with YouTube Shorts, because I consume YouTube content daily, but videos, I never really dabbled in the Shorts at all. I don't even watch them. I treat them very much like YouTube's new snippets. I don't know what they're called. Or not YouTube. Twitter. Twitter has some too now, and it's just
Twitter's something now even for those of you listening, even with those marketers, there's so much to use. You can still feel overwhelmed, because I post. Let's say so I have my website, Google My Business, basic platform layout, and then I started on Facebook, and from Facebook, all my video content started on YouTube first, and so my Facebook content, especially as a video, will be a week behind my YouTube. All my video content went first on YouTube. And then I started TikTok, and I started Twitter and LinkedIn, and I'm just starting to recycle all my images through. And videos. So I'm trying to, there's so much out there that even for us marketers, it can be overwhelming. And so for business, we can understand how it'd be overwhelming for a small business to do it too, especially if the business owner is the one making the content.
Yeah. Let me add one more for you. Have you dabbled in Pinterest at all? I've been seeing a lot of Pinterest buzz in my TikTok feed, and it's just like, okay, now there's another thing I have to jump on and somehow learn overnight. It's just, have you?
Not for Pathfinder Digital Marketing, but for my e-com stores, I have. And I own two e-com stores currently right now. And I have another one, but that's just for my affiliate marketing, my sponsorships, where I put it. That's my other TikTok channel. It's
nice.
It's been good. I wouldn't say like I'm a millionaire off of it, but using Pinterest and playing around with some Pinterest ads. I do have a guy that I work with that that's his specialty. So there's more social media platforms, including Pinterest.
Yeah.
So I've seen success. If you plan on selling stuff online, or if you're, even if you're just a grandma knitting socks, definitely Pinterest is a platform you want to go on. It's not, like I'm telling you people, it's not saturated. Even with the high spike viewerships and download apps, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it may be, it's not saturated at all. There's way more.
You really got to take in, you really got to take into mind how much bad content there is too at the same time. Because you could think, oh, I can't do that. Someone's already doing that. But you could really do it so much better. You got to think of it like that. Well, you could probably do it a little bit better. Like you really can. And it doesn't take a lot of effort. Like I said, it could be as simple as getting a ring light, just to really up in your content more than your competitors and really just getting on there and putting it out there.
And here's the thing, originality, yeah, it's big. And maybe for me, it's getting hard to make original content. Like, look at TikTok. Yeah. Someone already did it. Someone's already copied it. It's doing it better. I tell my competitors, I tell my clients, they'll Google it, see what other people are doing, and either A, mimic it or do it better.
Yeah, you should see my camera roll. My camera roll is just full of Instagram story ads and TikTok ads. That's all I really consume. I consume marketing content, and then I do it all. I'm like a Swiss Army knife. So I do the content creation, and I also do the back end numbers and everything. I'm obsessed with seeing how other people are doing. The Facebook ad library. Love the Facebook ad. Just really just spying, eavesdropping, and seeing what other people are doing. Especially larger companies that have the budget to have a whole dedicated team to put something together. You're going to want to see what they're doing and see how they're doing it because they have a whole team working on it. So they're obviously doing something right. But yeah, just understanding that, yes, you can. And as long as you're providing value, we just go forward and just make it just that much better. And all it takes is one video. It really does.
What I've looked at and I wish I was better at, or I just used for entertainment purposes was Instagram. My Instagram game sucks. There's, for me personally, even for the company, I know it's messed up. So one of these days I'm gonna have to go in there and fix it. I have someone handling my Instagram for my e-com store because that works, especially with the instant buy. Instagram and Google have created a platform where it's literally competing against Amazon. For sales. Even Google is making fulfillment centers as well to compete against Amazon. I don't know if you knew about that. That's something that came out earlier.
No, it's absolutely insane.
Google shopping cart. You heard it here first, folks. It's gonna be crazy. But there's this girl. The reason I bring it up because there's this girl on TikTok. She makes TikTok videos. She's a graphic artist, but her Instagram game is so strong. She's one of those people where everything matches. Like everything's a nice order. It looks so good. I was like, how does she do that? Like what?
And it's Instagram is so hard to me too because it's also having that personality, but also the trends and everything is changing so much. And then once something blows up, there's a million people copying. It's a really hard one for me to really grasp on because I'm very finicky about making things perfect. So if I make a whole feed work a week of content, and I turn around and see like, hey, the new trend is to do it this way, I'm gonna be upset when I do it all over again. So Instagram's a little bit harder for me, but I personally just don't even use it like that anymore, especially with the new update with the whole reels and stuff. The reel content as well. There is such better content on TikTok, I feel like, than reels. Reel is just like really like the worst content from TikTok put over on Instagram, if you ask me. Just from what I see, their algorithm is not there, 100%, not at all.
No, not
TikTok.
And here's the thing.
It's absolutely terrible.
With these businesses, if you look at it, it's recycled content as it is.
Yeah.
Because I know Snapchat's trying to get into it too. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. If you look at if you have a popular influencer and you look at their stuff on other platforms, it was on TikTok first, and they're just recycling it through.
But that's the thing with Snapchat. I applaud them. Is creating their own ecosystem. They create their own Snapchat originals. They have their own little channels. They're doing their own thing. But Instagram is just really just screenshots of Twitter, re-uploaded TikToks, and so on. Like it's really just like an all-one platform. And I just rather be on TikTok. If I want to watch YouTube, I'm going to be on YouTube. If I want to watch TikToks from a creator, I'm going to watch their TikToks. It's better than scrolling through the Instagram feed.
You know, it's so bad. Everyone's making fun of Instagram. Like, do you guys come up with anything original? Like,
exactly. That's when you know it's bad.
You're just copying everybody.
We'll see though. It's either going to be going to pay off really well. They're ahead of their game when it comes to e-commerce shopping and integration, or they're going to see the demise of them. But it's too big of a company. I could see them going either which way though. So it's going to be insane.
What has worked for me on Instagram, again, this is towards my e-com stores, but any small business that sells anything online can leverage is influencers. And the sense that the mass majority of influencers I've worked with, I'll be like, so one of my stores is a kitchen store. And I'll tell them, hey, do you mind promoting my store. I'm like, yeah, sure. And it's funny because people are like, oh, they're so expensive. And it hasn't been, because I'll ask them, well, go to my store, like, what does it take? And they're like, well, just send me something. So I'll have them go to my store, pick what they like, and I'll mail it to them. So it'll cost me 30, 50 bucks, whatever. And it works, because for 50 bucks, they give me an Instagram story on Instagram, a shout out, a possible TikTok video too as well, and I'll hit on Twitter. And I'll see, boom, that I'll get a spike in sales, not necessarily that product, but I'll get a spike in sales, and I will make back my money. Like for 50 bucks, tell me where you put 50 bucks and anything else and get good, just brand recognition.
If you're doing ones like that, there is good ups and downs, but when you run into the ones where like, okay, email my agent, also it's going to be a $10,000, so if you find some good people who have a good, especially if people that just want something free, they probably have an even better engagement than being spammed by spam accounts like the people who have millions of followers have. So micro influencers, 100% agree, who just want something free because they actually enjoy your product and they're going to actually share with the passion. That's where it's at. Paying for these big brands like the Kylie Jenner and Kardashians, how they do those giveaways where you have to follow like 10 different people just to win like something from a luxury designer or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a huge waste of money just to build some accounts, if you ask me. Like it's insane.
Who was it? It was one of the Kardashians. I think she charged $100,000 per shout out on it. It's something ridiculous. And they were, during the case study, they were case studying this, and they're like, no one's made their money back. Like, these brands don't make
100% see that.
Because sure, she's a Kardashian, I guess, but just like you mentioned, there's no heart or passion to it, where these smaller influencers actually care, and they built a audience around where they care. And anybody, especially a small business that has a physical store and an online store, they can leverage this for dirt cheap, 50 bucks for a shout out, totally worth it. You can't put a billboard on the busiest highway in your town and get that type of return on investment.
Exactly. I probably wouldn't buy something that whoever has a blue check mark. I wouldn't buy it off them. But if a smaller creator mentioned something, I'm obviously following them for a reason, I would probably buy it from them. It's just really just that whole situation. I feel even closer to them as an influencer rather than just a mega person who has hundreds of millions of followers compared to someone who has 15,000, And that's also, if you're working with influencers, you understand that too. Just because they have huge numbers doesn't mean anything really. It really does, especially on TikTok. Anyone can get huge numbers on TikTok now.
Have you bought anything off TikTok?
I have not bought anything off TikTok yet. No.
I have. Where is it? And this, for those of you on the podcast, you're not gonna see it, but this is a hat that lights up, has like a billboard.
Yeah.
It's not charged right now, but I've used it in several videos, and it got me when TikTok won. Like, it hit me enough times. I was like, all right, 30 bucks, I could burn 30 bucks. And then 3 months later, I finally got it in the mail. Totally forgot I bought the damn thing. I was like, what the heck? And you know what?
Yeah.
I was pretty good. I've seen some people on YouTube. I bought it off TikTok, or TikTok made me buy it, and like the horror stories of crap they get. But I got lucky.
At least it came. I mean, you got lucky enough.
Maybe I got lucky.
TikTok ads is not there yet for me. Like it's just like a lot of dropshipping stuff. If you ask me, like it's just not there yet. I think it will be soon, but right now it's just early adopters taking advantage of the cheap leads and the cheap clicks right now. But hopefully eventually it gets more specific and understands what I actually want, and I'll maybe buy something in the future. But I haven't bought anything off of Facebook, nothing on Instagram, nothing on TikTok like that before.
For your clients, have you dabbled in Snapchat or TikTok ads? I think I asked you
I have not in Snapchat or TikTok, any of them. We're trying to get into TikTok. So I work for a gym company and we also sell supplements. So essentially I'm going to be going forward with taking charge of the supplements and bringing them onto TikTok and trying to do something with that. My goal is to honestly start with organic and try to get as much to happen with that, because I believe in organic on TikTok right now more than I do paid ads. Paid ads are just all over the place if you ask me. So I want to try to get something out of organic first.
Like that, like multivitamins, man, they're so hard to advertise on Google ads. Like Google has a love-hate relationship with them. You have to be very careful on the wordage of the ad.
Yeah, the whole fitness industry, terrible on Google and terrible on Facebook. We get flagged pretty much daily on Facebook ads for running fitness transformations because they really don't want the words like weight loss, transformation, like all the words that you use to sell something at the gym, like they don't want you to use. So it's hard, but I mean, it's understandable at the same time because there are people selling the crazy miracle cures on Facebook to somehow get through. Yeah.
They're the ones that ruined it for everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. The ones that have the woman from Shark Tank photoshopped on top of some pill bottle or something. Like it's absolutely insane ones. Like it's understandable. Stuff still gets through though. But hey, what can you do?
Dang. The only reason I asked, I remember earlier this year, TikTok had the small business fund. They were giving out a certain amount of money. I should have gotten into it, man. I let it pass over me, like, oh, whatever. But man, I should have gotten into that. I wish I might try with my own company, see what happens. Because right now
they might be giving some stuff away still. Because I know I have someone who runs my Facebook ads, and he got on a call with them, and I mentioned like, yeah, because I remember they were giving like I was gonna get like $500 free for ad spend. And I mentioned that to him. He's like, oh yeah, they're giving way more than that now. He didn't give me numbers. I think they might be giving away some stuff here and there if you promise to spend some money. So I can only imagine.
Because I knew Snapchat was doing it also, but they required you to get the free money. They required you to do $20 a day. And I was like, ooh, that's a bit steep. What we're going to get for
And who's the demographic on Snapchat too? You got to understand too. That's a huge thing to understand. TikTok, all over the place. I thought it was just my boss insists that it's just teenagers and kids dancing. And I keep having to tell him it's so much more than that. It really is so much more. Maybe musically was, but it's just evolved to this huge beast at this point, and it's insane. I think it's probably, to me, it's probably one of the most diverse age group apps out there right now. Instagram, I feel like, is very millennial based, and Facebook very much older generation. But TikTok is just everybody making content, enjoying content, and just really consuming it, and it's insane. Yeah, it's insane. I love the originality on there too. I absolutely love it.
Definitely.
It's nothing like you see anywhere else.
Andrew, let people know where can they find you if they want to follow you? What social medias? What's your handle?
Yeah.
What's your name that they got Google to find?
So I actually am just on TikTok right now. You can find me at First Date Marketing. That's where you can really find me. I will be creating more content soon, just to educate people on marketing practices and how they can really take charge of their digital marketing and not get scammed. But yeah, you can find me at First Date Marketing on TikTok.
Fantastic, folks. Well, I hope this podcast has been useful and educational for you guys. As usual, hit me up on Twitter or on Facebook with your questions, and I'll more than likely make a video to answer it. But until next week, you guys until next week, be good and happy marketing.